February 2022. I'm up on parking lot number 5 at JFK. See if I can catch some airplane action here. Over there is my old employer, British Airways, whom I worked for 20 years. And you got the air train down below us. Alaska Airlines. It's an air train eventually headed for Jamaica, and here comes a train, a one-car train from Howard Beach. Connects with the A train. American Eagle. Should have a British Airways 117-777 taxiing by. Qatar Airlines taxiing. I don't know if he's coming or going, what kind of aircraft it is. Doesn't appear on my app. But I know the British Airways flight that's coming in is a 777. There it is. Flight 117 arriving from London Heathrow Airport. Those two airlines represented part of the One World Alliance. TWA terminal. I've flown out of here many times back in the 70s. Today it's the TWA Hotel. And up there's a nice observation deck. Bring a lot of money if you want to stay there. See Korean Airlines over there getting ready to take off. Got a couple of cargo planes, 747's coming in now. Atlas Air and Kalitta Air from Anchorage, Alaska. Here's Korean Air Cargo heading for takeoff. Cargo area is to my left, so any cargo planes in and out would go by here. That flight, believe it or not, is flying to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Halifax is on the Atlantic coast of Canada in the Atlantic time zone. I think it's about a 2-hour or something flight, and it's an hour ahead of us. There's an American Airbus 321. It's going to be flying to Los Angeles, LAX. And about to come into view is an Atlas Air 747 from Anchorage, Alaska, heading to the cargo area. There's an American Eagle Embraer flying to Cleveland, Ohio. There's the Atlas Air, taxis to the cargo area. Here comes Kalitta Air 747, flying in from Anchorage also. A lot of Anchorage JFK commerce this afternoon. Undoubtedly, they're flying from the Far East and using Anchorage as a fueling station and cargo loading and unloading. And also coming into view, we'll see an Air Senegal Airbus 330. He no doubt flew in from Dakar, Senegal in Africa, and he's going to continue on to BWI, Baltimore, Washington International. There he is. rather windy up here, but very mild for mid-February. Well, there's Terminal 7, British Airways terminal. British Airways owns that building, and they fly numerous flights a day out of here for London Heathrow and London Gatwick. British Airways once had the slogan, "The world's favorite airline." And indeed it was. When I was hired out with them in 1983, the company was doing great. They were making lots of money. They were hiring a lot of people. It was run by some fine individuals. It was just a great company to work for. It was owned by Lord King, and its chief operating officer was Sir Colin Marshall. And I was in the midst of a hiring binge. They hired so many people, my seniority shot up like a rocket. So much so that in the 20 years that I worked for them, 17 and a half of those years, I worked days with weekends off. After that 20 years, they abolished a lot of the jobs, and I would have had to transfer to an airport position. But my seniority would have gone in the tank, and I would have had to work nights, weekends, holidays, and stand up for 8 hours. I wasn't willing to do that, so I took a severance package, but it was a rewarding career working for British Airways. A friend of mine recently retired after working 40 years for the company. God bless her. She's enjoying her leisure time to the fullest. I kind of wish I could have lasted longer at British Airways, but it just wasn't meant to be. But I was proud of the time that I did spend there. I tell you, it's a great day for 747s. You're about to see a Saudia cargo 747 come into view, headed for Liège. I think that's in Belgium, I'm not sure. Got another cargo plane due in shortly, Cargolux 747 from Luxembourg. Luxembourg. Should have another British Airways flight coming in too, flight 175 from Heathrow. Is a great spot to see cargo planes and of course British Airways flights, as well as some American departures. Oh, here's an American 777. He's headed for Miami. Cargolux has landed from Luxembourg. He should be by shortly. And here's an EVA Air Cargo 777 freighter. He's bound for Anchorage. I'm sure eventually he's going to be heading for Korea. Should have a UPS MD-11 McConnell Douglas heading for Louisville, Kentucky, right behind this guy. There's the UPS MD-11. This is an offshoot of the DC-10 aircraft, which was somewhat an unpopular aircraft. Many years ago, there was a disastrous crash in Chicago from one of those, and they had to ground all of the DC-10s. The engine that's on the tail seems to be precariously welded onto the tail body. I've flown on a few on American Airlines from Phoenix to JFK. New York's hometown airline. They dominate this airport. It's getting busy here. Here comes British Airways, 175 from Heathrow. About to land. They'll be coming by here shortly. It's another 777. There's a JetBlue Airbus 320 easily headed for Austin, Texas. And there's Alaska Airlines 737-476, flight 476. He's headed for Portland, Oregon. It's top center. It's getting really busy here. I'm seeing much more activity pass by this spot. There's an Asiana Airbus 350 taxiing for takeoff bound for Seoul, Korea. Quite a traffic jam here. Gonna have a bit of a wait, these guys. British Airways 175 is taking the back route to the terminal. Hopefully he'll swing around this side of the terminal and park. You can see an ANA aircraft parked at the British Airways terminal. Unfortunately, it looks like Flight 175 is going to park on the opposite side of the terminal. You can see his tail. So he kind of snuck in here. I must say I've had a very entertaining period of time spent on the top of the parking deck here. I just imagine how much better it would be if that runway over there was used for landings. The wind isn't favoring it, unfortunately. Ah, here's Amerijet. Looks like a cargo plane. Coming into view is Japan Airlines number 5 for Tokyo in the One World livery, a 777. Got a long trip ahead of him. blink around here, you can miss some